existential crisis that comes from an awareness of your own freedom. In 1844, Danish philosopher Kierkegaard wrote, "Whoever has learned to be anxious in the right way has learned the ultimate." The anxiety we may be experiencing in these coronavirus times might be something that feels different, deeper, and beyond perhaps your usual fear or anxiety about day-to-day troubles. This feels more existential. Existential usually means feeling unease about meaning, choice, and freedom in life. Whatever you call it, the main concerns are the same. The idea is that life is inherently pointless, that our existence has no meaning because there are limits or boundaries in it, and that we all must die someday. It's just that we don't talk about it very much, and when we do experience it, we feel like we might be alone in our own experience, so we keep it covered up. An existential crisis often occurs after major life events such as career or job change, death of a loved one, diagnosis, serious or life-threatening illness, a significant birthday party, experience a tragic or traumatic experience, having children, divorce, or even marriage. For existentialists, an existential crisis is considered to be a journey, a necessary experience, and a complex phenomenon. It comes from an awareness of your own freedom and how life will end for you one day. Where there was certainty, there is now uncertainty and unpredictability, meaning that we need to find our way again in a place and time that feels unfamiliar to us. What served us as well as navigation points in our lives perhaps don't serve us well anymore, and we find ourselves wondering what happens now, without much in the way of a script to help us. Strangely enough, this sense of existential anxiety could have become worse with the easing restrictions and re-entry into some form of regular life. In many places in the world, you may be uncertain about the coronavirus itself, how it's tracking, whether it will continue to spread, and whether you yourself or your loved ones may fall ill with it or worse. But what if you didn't have to solve this anxiety? Existentialists would agree that anxiety is an inevitable part of life that everyone will experience, so it isn't something that we aim to eliminate, but it might be something we need to learn to live with instead. Around the world, many people have found the COVID crisis helped them realize what is truly important in their lives, the basic like health, relationships, a safe and warm place you can call home, dignity, freedom from persecution and discrimination, being able to feed yourself and pay the bills. In this way, an existential crisis might move you towards greater authenticity, which may also bring anxiety as you struggle for meaning. Without the familiarity of your life has been stripped bare, what is your life really about? You might have thoughts about the fleetingness of your existence and how you're living it. When you stop taking for granted that you will wake up each day alive, you might experience anxiety, but at the same time, deeper meaning too. These are actually two sides of the same coin. There is no specific treatment for dealing with existential anxiety, but there are treatments that can help. For example, cognitive behavioral theory. And medication can help you address symptoms of anxiety, depression, and other mental illness issues that may accompany existential anxiety, including thoughts of suicide. In the end, the process of learning to live with this existential anxiety should possibly be framed as adaptation. It's clear that a lot of things will change as a result of this pandemic. It is also clear that the recovery will not be marked by a discrete event. More likely, it will be much messier adaptation. Meanwhile, the virus will continue to travel across the world and within communities, exploiting any gaps in protection measures. We don't yet know how this will play out, but we can be certain of the uncertainty of the pandemic will continue to create, and of our need to live with and adapt to it safely while taking measures to protect both health and livelihoods.